To start my journey, I am here with the principal, Bridgette Wilson, who is the heartbeat of the school. Hi, Bridgette.
Hi, Reno.
Hi, so tell us a little bit of backstory on the school. How did the Caribbean School of Dancing begin?
So Caribbean School of Dancing was started in 1957.
Okay.
It was founded by Marcia Mose, and part of her vision was bringing classical ballet training to the Caribbean. She would have also introduced the Royal Academy of Dance syllabus, which is based in England, for our students to do annual ballet exams, which we continue to this day. And as the school progressed, we had different teachers from around the country, and some that even came in that introduced tap dance, modern dance, and different styles of dance, where we also now do the Imperial Society of Teachers of Dancing syllabus in modern, jazz, and tap. That was introduced by Jill Mary. And now it's less of only teaching classical dancing, but letting children understand that there's a wide world of dance available to us, and knowing that they are capable of doing dance not just locally but abroad.
Okay, so you would say the core and the heartbeat of dance in Trinidad is at this school.
I would say so, yes.
Okay,
We've been
perfect.
here for 68 years, going to 70 soon. And so we've seen many of our students go on to have international careers as dancers, teachers, choreographers, and some of them locally have gone on to have their own schools, to have their own companies. And what we always appreciate about the school and those that have been through the school is that they always return to support us in whichever way that they can, which is happening right now.
That's amazing. So I guess that brings us to what are you all practicing for now, which is the fantasy and dance. So tell us a little bit more about that.
So Fantasy and Dance is the school's, I guess, premiere production that happens every 3 years. The first one actually happened in 1959, and it was called Fantasy and Dance. We've never changed the name since 1959.
Wow.
We're sticking with that tradition and that legacy of Fantasy and Dance, where students get the opportunity to put all the skills that they've worked on throughout the years on stage in a professional setting. Full costume, full lights, full theater, not the stuff that they get in the studio every day. And this year is particularly special for us because our feature presentation is called The Coconut Cracker, which is a local interpretation of one of the most famous and most viewed ballets in the world, the Nutcracker. More about that is we've taken some of these iconic characters, for example, the Sugar Plum Fairy, and we've created a local version of that, which is called the Sugar Cane Fairy. One of the big group pieces within the Nutcracker is the Waltz of the Snowflakes, and we are having the Storm of the Saharan Dust, where you'll also see Mokojumbis on stage with the Saharan Dust as well. So we've really tried, I don't want to give you all the character names before the show, but we've really tried to take a story that is done year in, year out in some of the biggest dance companies globally every Christmas, bring that to Trinidad and make it our own.
That sounds amazing. So what do you think patrons and the dancers could expect to feel after this amazing performance?
A sense of pride, firstly, in our country. I think there's a lot going on socially and in the country that people need to feel more connected to home. I think for a long time, ballet has been very far removed from how does ballet relate to the Caribbean person. And in most cases, it does not. We're always told, ballet was not made for us. We don't have the body types of ballet.
Exactly.
But barriers continue to be broken by dancers of color around the world. And our school is no different in trying to make dancers of color, which makes up the majority of our school, understand that ballet can be done in a Caribbean context, and they do have the ability to do that. And part of helping them understand that is to bring local stories to them, or to create local stories on already existing traditional European stories. For an audience, I think it will put a different spin on something that many of them have only heard about. They've only heard the music of very classical music and see it in their own eyes of home. Yeah, the coconut cracker, seeing dancers in coconut leaves and different things, where I think there would definitely be a huge inspiration there. As well as for the entire creative industry, I think this will be a historical moment. There's a little secret that I'm not going to tell you as yet. But when that time has come for me to tell you, it will be a history-making one for the local creative industry. I think we've continued year in, year out to push the envelope of what a school show can be. people tend to not come to school shows because it's just the little children. How much can I really see? And we have completely changed the view on that by letting people understand that yes, they're just little children, but we have the seniors as well, and putting all of that together in a local context and trying to be innovative and creative in how that's presented continues to, I think we set the benchmark for what school show productions are in Trinidad and Tobago and regionally, and that's why we continue to be here 68 years later.
I think that is fantastic that you all are doing so many things to push the envelope, like you said, in terms of having more local stories be amplified. I think the next generation can benefit a lot from seeing themselves in arenas or different spaces that they don't particularly see.
Agreed 100%. One thing I would note that is exciting for us as a school, so when I grew up with dancing in my pink ballet tights and my pink ballet shoes, and now a lot of the senior dancers, they are now embracing the availability of skin tone tights, skin tone ballet shoes, skin tone point shoes, and that's something we are also highlighting in our production for the seniors, where you will see the skin tone point shoes, you will see the skin tone stockings, and I think that alone is very empowering for young black children to feel connected to this world that has always been told is not for them.
Exactly, I completely agree.